prove that y is equal to sin theta by 2 plus cos theta minus theta is an increasing function of theta on this interval. So first we have to start with the question, that is y is equal to, then you have to take the derivative y dash, or you can write it as dy by, what is the independent variable here, theta. So dy by d theta is same as y dash of theta or y dash. Okay, and this will give you, here you can use quotient rule. So this is 2 plus cos theta into the derivative of 4 sin theta, which will give you 4 cos theta, minus 4 sin theta into derivative of 2 plus cos theta, which will give you minus sin theta, divided by 2 plus cos theta the whole square, minus this term is there and you are differentiating with respect to theta, so you will get here 1. Now this will give you 8 cos theta plus 4 cos square theta plus 4 sin square theta divided by 2 plus cos theta the whole square minus 1. Again these two will give you 4 into cos square theta plus sin square theta, which is 1. So 8 cos theta plus 4 divided by 2 plus cos theta the whole square minus 1, which is equal to, again I am simplifying, 2 plus cos theta the whole square. Taking the LCM, you will get 8 cos theta plus 4 minus of 2 cos theta the whole square. So here it is in brackets, this the whole square will give you 4 plus 4 cos theta plus cos square theta. Again 8 cos theta plus 4 minus 4, that will get cancelled, minus 4 cos theta plus cos square theta divided by 2 plus cos theta the whole square. Now these two together will become 4 cos theta plus cos square theta divided by 2 plus cos theta the whole square. So till this you have got your y dash. Now we have to say that the function is increasing, means y dash is greater than 0, that we have to say. Like this, that is the value of cos theta lies between minus 1 and 1. So what you will get, the cos square theta will be greater than or equal to 0. Now what about 4 cos theta? 4 cos theta will be greater than or equal to 0, right? Cos theta's minimum value, if you substitute, again you have to check on the interval 0 to pi by 2. Whatever value you substitute, it will be in between this only. Okay, so the value which will get cos 0 and cos 90 in the positive value. So anyway, if you are getting negative also, then also this will become positive. 4 cos theta, again the maximum value which you will get for cos theta is 1 and minimum is minus 1. So 4 cos theta will be a positive quantity. Again theta is positive and 2 plus cos theta the whole square it is. Whatever value you substitute here, the square will give you a positive quantity only. I can just write it is positive like that. Therefore y dash or dy by theta will be greater than 0 for all theta in the interval 0 pi by 2. Therefore you can say that the function is increasing, is an increasing function on the given interval 0 pi by 2. Okay, understood the question? Find the point of y square equal to 4x. Let the point be x comma y, so that the nearest point to this will be that point, or the will be minimum. So this figure will give you an idea about. Okay, so let p of x comma y we will take as the point. Let p of x comma y be the point on the curve y square equal to 4x, and let this be taken as any point so that we can write the distance as AP or PA. Okay, and A be 2 minus 8. Okay, now what we have to start with is AP or PA. Okay, P or AP will be that distance which should be minimized. Nearest means the minimum. Okay, minimization of the given function we have to do. So PA is equal to what? Root of This is the point, these are the points. So you can just take x minus 2 the whole square or 2 minus x the whole square plus y minus y the whole square. So this is actually acting as the function. Again, you have been given the curve. The point is on the curve, means the point will satisfy the curve also. So that means you can replace one of the variables using this. First we will just square this so that the root will go. So suppose PA is the distance. Distance normally we take as S and make it as S square. So S square, suppose this is S. So S square, that is squaring both sides, you are getting x minus 2 the whole square plus y plus 8 the whole square is your S square. Now this S square, or this can be again rewritten as another way. So differentiating you can use that. Okay, so let S square be Z is equal to x minus 2 the whole square plus y plus 8 the whole square. Now we are just in order to differentiate this, we have to get this in only one variable. Okay, depending on the other one should be dependent variable. So what we are doing is we are using this concept to change this. Now what you are using depends on that. Depending on that, you have to differentiate with respect to the variable which is here. Okay, so suppose I am just repeating x here, y square is equal to 4x, means I will get x as y square 4. So if I am replacing with this, I will differentiate with what? Differentiate with respect to y, because this question will contain, or this function will contain only a term which contains y. This will become square by 4 minus 2 the whole square plus y plus 3 the whole square. That is your z. Okay, now this will be differentiated with respect to y, not x. Okay, this is containing only. Now suppose you have found out what is y here. That is difficult because you will get root of that, so that this is more easy. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to differentiate this. dz, we have taken this as z. So dz by dy. Okay, dz by dy. Now what will be dz by dy? With respect to y you are differentiating square. So this is 2 into the term inside this into the derivative of this term. Derivative of this term will give you 2y, derivative of square. By 4 is a constant there. So this is the derivative of y square by 4 minus 2. And now next term is 2 into y plus 8. Remember, you are differentiating with respect to y, so no dy by like that. Okay, so this is with respect to y. Into this will give you the derivative as 1. Derivative of y is 1 and derivative of 8 is 0. So you will get only 2 into y plus 8. Now here what you are getting is become 2. And here you are left with 2 into y square minus 4 minus 2 by 2. So that 2 can be cancelled, plus 2 into y plus 8. Now here this will become y cube by 4 minus 2y here and plus 16. So these two get cancelled and you are getting dy by dz by dy as y cube by 4 plus 16. Okay, y cube by 4 plus 16. Now you have to find out the second derivative as well as the critical point, the minimum, the point where you will get that difference. You will put the second derivative and then critical point. Second derivative d square y by dz by d square will give you the derivative of this. 1 by 4 is a constant, derivative of y cube is 3y square plus this will give you 0. Okay, so it is 3y square by 4. This is your second derivative. Equating this to 0, that is for minimum, or what you need to equate this to 0 so that this will give you y cube by 4 plus 16 is equal to 0, or y cube by 4 is equal to minus 16, y cube is equal to minus 4. That means this is y cube to minus 4 whole cube. So you are getting y as minus 4. To check whether this point is acting as a minimum or maximum in this second derivative. At or when y is equal to minus second derivative d square z by dy square will become, already I have written, means I need not write, or else you can just use this. Here you will have 3 into, instead of y you have minus whole square by 4. This will become positive. 3 into 4 square, 1 4 get cancelled. So 3 into 4, which is 12. That is greater than 0. Now since second derivative is greater than 0 at point, you can say that y equal to minus 4 is a point of minima. That means this point will give you the minimum distance from the point, given point 2 comma minus 8. Now you need to find out what is the x coordinate. You have got y coordinate, you need to find the point, means you need to find the x coordinate, and where you will substitute in this relation. Y square equal to 4x, in that you can replace the value of y. Okay, now y square equal to 4x will imply minus 4 the whole square is equal to 4x, which is implying 16 is equal to 4x, or x is equal to 4. So the point will be, therefore, the point nearest to the given point 2 comma minus 8 is, x coordinate is 4, y coordinate is minus 4. So it is 4 comma minus 4. The question is, if A is equal to matrix Aij of order m by n is a square matrix, then compare m and n. The meaning of compare m and n means what is the relation connecting m and n. So since it is a square matrix, it should be a square matrix, then what is the condition for m and n? M should be equal to n, then only it will become a square matrix. So that is the answer, m should be equal to n. The question is, if A is a 3 by 3 matrix such that determinant A is equal to 8, then find determinant of 3A. When you have mod of Ka with the order of A as 3 or n, you will have K raised to n into determinant A. So using this property, since here A is a matrix of order 3, the n is working as 3 and determinant A is already given. So you can apply determinant of 3A is equal to 3 raised to, n is also 3 here, 3 raised to 3 into determinant A, which will give you 3 into 3 into 3, 27 into 8. How much you are getting? 216. Example of a skew symmetric matrix of order 3. Now, how can you make a skew symmetric matrix of order 3? What is the criteria behind it? Should be made 0. I am just talking what element you are writing here. Its negative should be written here. What you are writing here, its negative should be written here. And what you are writing, its negative should be here. That will give a skew symmetric matrix of higher order. So since it is 3 by 3 order 3, these diagonal elements will be 3 and you have as 0. Now if I am writing here, I will write minus 1 here. That is A12, A21 of each other. Then here, if I am writing 2, this will be minus 2. So A3 and A31 position next to each other. And if I am writing 3 here, negative 3 should be written here. That is A23 and A32 will be same. Understood? That will create a skew symmetric matrix. That means this is the only criteria which you should know. Diagonal elements 0 and this negative of each other, this and this negative of each other, this and this negative of each other. In general, we can say that it will be of this form. If I am writing E, it will be minus E, F, minus F. So E, F and G, any numbers, okay. And here if it is G, minus G, or minus G, G, like that. Okay, so this is the main thing which you should know in order to create a skew symmetric matrix of order 3. F of x is equal to x and g of x is equal to x. 2 plus 1 are continuous functions, then what will be a discontinuous function? See, if you take the sum, it will be continuous. If you take the difference, that is also continuous. If you take these two functions, continuous. Now, if you take the quotient f of x by g of x or g of x by f of x, in that case, the function will be discontinuous when x is equal to 0. Check. So, I am taking f of x by g of x or g of x by f of x, x square by 2 plus 1 by 2x. I'll get like this. Now, if I say it at x equal to 0, what will happen? X equal to 0, this function will be discontinuous. So, you have to say that the function f of x by g of x or g of x by f of x is discontinuous. That is, the quotient is discontinuous. Quotient function will be discontinuous function x equal to 0. What is the domain of the function? F from R to R defined by f of x is equal to root of x square minus 3x plus 2. So, domain means what? The values of x for which the function exists, right? Domain is the values of x. Domain set is those values of x which make the function to exist. Okay, the function exists, like that we have to say. So, what will be that condition for finding out the domain of the given function? Inside the root, you should not, because it is from R to R, the answer which you are getting should be a real number. That means, inside the root, you should not get any negative number. You should not get a negative number. It can be 0, it can be positive, but no negative number. So, the point which you have to take is x square minus 3x plus 2. That is the inside term of this root. It should be greater than or equal to 0. That means here we can just simplify this, that is x square minus 3x plus 2 can be written as a product of 2, which is x minus 1 and x minus 2. So, this product should be greater than or equal to 0. Now, product of 2 greater than or equal to 0 means either both of them should be positive or both of them should be negative. So, you have two conditions here, either x minus 1 greater than or equal to 0 and x minus 2 greater than or equal to 0, or x minus 1 less than or equal to 0 and x minus 2 less than or equal to 0. That means both are negative, will give you a positive quantity, positive, both are positive, also giving you a positive quantity, right? So, from this we have to comprise and tell what will be the value of x. Please get x is greater than or equal to 1 and x is greater than or equal to 2, or x is less than or equal to 1 and x is less than or equal to 2. Okay, now we are just drawing this so that I can comprise these two and write this possible here. So, this is well here, this is 1, 2, you have only 1 and 2. If you equate to 0, you will get 1 and 2 x where this is changing. Now, x is greater than or equal to 1 means what? This portion. X is greater than or equal to 2 is this. Now, if I say x together, that is combining these two, if I say x is greater than or equal to 2, that will be giving you the concept of x is greater than or equal to 1 also. So, these two together, I will make it as x is greater than or equal to 2. Understood? If I do this part, that is the one part, greater than or equal to 2 will imply that x is greater than or equal to 1 also. That is one condition giving from here. Now, next thing is x is less than or equal to 1, this part, and x is less than or equal to 2, this part. So, I can take x's, that means instead of these two, I can just comprise them and make it as x is less than or equal to 1. So, that will give you automatically the condition that x is less than or equal to 2 also. If it is less than 1, it will be less than 2 also. So, these two are the condition, that is either x is greater than or equal to 2 or x is less than or equal to 1. Okay, x is greater than or equal to 2 or x is less than or equal to 1. Now, how will you comprise these, or how will you get the value domain? You have to say for that what, either you say d of f is equal to set of all those x, in which x is either greater than or equal to 2 or x is where this x belongs to R, because x domain is R. Set of all those x in R, such this condition is satisfied, or this x equal to is and out. So I can write as in real number system it is closed to infinity, and less than or equal to 1 means what? Than 1. Less than or equal to closed interval, and it's that is infinity. So union of these two is the domain of f. Minus infinity 1 union to infinity, where 2 is also, so that will give you the domain of the function. The negative of a matrix is obtained by multiplying it by which number? Which number? So the number with which you have to multiply the matrix is -1. Like this. 1 into A, which is same as negative of that matrix. So identity relation, that relation in which every element is related to itself in the relation. Okay. An element is related in the given relation. And we will say that the given relation is identity relation. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, B is equal to set 4, 5, 6, 7. Set of 1, 4, 2, 5 is function from A to B. State whether it is 1, 1 or not. Just check whether it is 1, 1 or not. A, B, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F. From 1 it is going to 4, from 2, 5, from 3, 6. So the function is 1. Yes, F is 1. Okay.